Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching. Today I'm going to show you different ways how you can use the Dollar Tree fabric. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up and now let's craft. As you can see, there is so many different ones that you can choose from. There's different shape, patterns, and images. So for this video, I will be using one of the rolls to make 4 projects. This roll is 18 by 21 inches. It is 100% cotton. And honestly, this is the only one that grabbed my attention. I feel like the colors were so beautiful and neutral. So once again, like I mentioned earlier, I am making 4 projects out of this roll. So starting with my first project, I will be using a recycled spaghetti sauce jar, which honestly Dollar Tree carries jars that you can use instead. I decided to just recycle mine. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the label, and I wasn't able to remove everything, so I'm going to just leave it like that. The next thing I will be doing is cutting the fabric to size, and I'm not going to cover the entire jar. I'm only going to cover like this piece of it, like mainly where like the label goes. So once I am done cutting this, I am going to use Mod Podge to glue it. Now to decorate this some more, I will be using some jute twine to wrap it around the top part. Then I'm going to leave some extra string so I can make a bow out of the leftover string. To finish it off, I will be adding greenery, and that is it. Look how beautiful this turned out. For my next project, I will be using a Dollar Tree 4x6 canvas. I'm going to remove the staples and the canvas part, which I'm only using the frame. I'm going to paint this using the Waverly Antique Wax. Once it's dry, I'm going to use a piece of senshi to distress this out. So now I'm going to cut the fabric to size. So for this next step, you can use a stapler if you have one. I will be using my hot glue gun, and I'm going to just glue it section by section so I can stretch it out as I go. And that is it. Look how cute this turned out. So then the best part about this is that you can either use a vertical or horizontal. For my next project, I will be using 2 of the Dollar Tree pieces of wood. These I already had, and I had painted them using the Waverly Antique Wax. Now for the fabric, I'm going to just cut off like a rectangle. First, I'm going to measure it, then cut it to size. Once I am done doing that, I am going to add holes to one of the pieces of wood so I can add jute twine for the hanger. So now I'm going to just spread the fabric. Then I'm going to use this stencil that I already had, which I had picked it up from Hobby Lobby a while back. And I will be using some white paint to go over it. I didn't want this to bleed through, so that's why I went over it one time, and this is how it turned out. Now I wish it was a lot wider, as in white, like whiter, not wider. Anyway, so to make this a little bit whiter, I am going to use a tiny paintbrush and go over it. And this is how it looks. Honestly, I don't think you can tell a difference. But anyways, moving on, I'm going to let this dry for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to add the pieces of wood, one at the top and one at the bottom. I didn't center the word bless, so that is why I'm going to just cut off a little bit of the fabric at the top so the bless sign can be more in the center. The last thing I will be doing is using a lighter to just light up all the edges so it doesn't de-thread. But that is it. Look how beautiful this bless sign turned out. For my next project, I will be using one of these Dollar Tree wooden circles. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint like half of the circle, actually a little bit more than half, using some white paint. The other side that wasn't painted, this is where I'm going to add the fabric using Mod Podge. Now, I didn't cut it to size first. I added the fabric first and then I trimmed it around. So now you have a beautiful canvas and you can add anything to it, which I do recommend you adding something bigger. That is why I didn't think I added this little gather sign, which I felt like it went perfectly here. But then I didn't know what to add to the other parts. Now, I decided to use some of the fabric and cut little strips of the fabric to make a bow. I use a piece of jute twine to tie it in the center, and now you have this little bow made out of the fabric. Before I add the bow, I am going to use another piece of jute twine for the hanger. Then I will be adding the bow in the corner. And that is it for this beautiful gather sign. again, that is it for today. I really hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comment section which one was your favorite, because I would love to know. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.